Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Probably wondering why I'm making a Heat 5 video, but I kind of wanted to, I guess, more or less close out the Heat 5 videos I've been doing. I kind of stopped doing them because after this video that you're looking at now, it was kind of the last video that 704 put out before the game released, sort of showing the test session, showing paint schemes off, stuff like that. After that came out, I just didn't feel like there was that much to talk about, to be honest with you. I feel like I had pretty much said what there was to say about it and what I thought about it and how I wasn't going to get it and how I didn't recommend a lot of other people get it if they were looking for something different than Heat 4. So I just didn't really bother making any more videos about it because I just didn't see the point. But I kind of want to make this one just to kind of close out the Heat 5 chapter, I guess. And sort of go over, you know, we're closing in on the first full week that it's been out, and, well, at least for the early pass guys that got a gold pass, whatever the hell they called it. So I kind of just want to take a look at the state the game was released in, and sort of what it looks like now. So, here's our menus. Kind of dull, to be totally honest with you, but, you know, I'm not going to sit here and complain about a menu. It's just a cycle of paint schemes, and, you know, that's whatever. But the content of the menu, basically the same. It was nice that they did put in Kyle Busch's Xfinity car as well as his truck car and Chase Elliott's truck. That was kind of a surprise, I think, for some people, and it's a nice addition, especially if you're a Chase Elliott fan. The schedules, that was something that I asked for last year that I was a little disappointed wasn't included. So especially with the pandemic going on, it's kind of nice that you can kind of create this year's schedule if you want to, and I've seen a lot of people do that. The online challenges, I haven't seen any of them yet. If you've enjoyed those, leave a comment, tell us how they are, if they're fun, if they're the same as the challenges last year. Our custom paint booth, not much has changed. You can color wheels and spoilers now, and you've got a few different paint finishes you can use, and they're supposedly making the numbers bigger. But honestly, more or less, sponsor content is the same, I believe, and you know, there's a few other base paint schemes you can use. Jeff Gordon's back, which was nice. I don't think a lot of people expected that. And you can run the esports paint schemes, which is kind of cool. I like the paint schemes. They're kind of neat. Sort of a take on what they might do for the All-Star race. Now, I get that a patch has come out for this game already, and this is what it's fixed. Kind of some stupid stuff, to be honest with you, that it's weird that it even shipped like that. Like, especially the last one, where there's an incorrect amount of Xfinity car drivers in a race, which wasn't like that last year. I know this game's getting a lot of hate for copy and paste, and we're certainly going to get into that. But I understand that some of the things you might see may have been corrected, but remember, this is a look at before and after. Now, like I said, I did not buy this game. I'm going on secondhand information from this particular group, Nascar Heat 5 community on Facebook. If you have the game or you're interested in getting it, I highly recommend you go like that page. A great community of people. If you're interested in joining a league, there's plenty of leagues on there. Plenty of people willing to help you out if you have an issue or a question with the game. Highly recommend it. So, yeah, maybe you're not going to take my word for it, whatever. I don't care if you do or not. You can turn the video off now, but that's where this information is going to come from. And it kind of gives you a good feel of what the people that have the game felt when it came out and what they think about it now. Now, I believe the first patch did fix this, but this particular guy tried to use the Tony Stewart DLC in the career mode. He apparently had the option past Boyer to pick Stewart. Every time he tried to use it, the game crashed. So I'm kind of thinking that that wasn't intended whatsoever for career mode, and the game sort of tried to load it up. Didn't really know what he was actually what he was asking the game to do, so crashed. So I think that's been removed. This guy here, having issues trying to actually start the game. He was playing it and it completely booted him out and told him he needed to buy it. Again, I'm hoping he got this resolved. And this guy here, which was one of many people, could not find his pre-order bonuses, his paint schemes, his Tony Stewart DLC, spotter. I can't tell you how many people I saw with that issue, with the DLC, the gold edition stuff just not showing up at all. Very frustrating if you pre-order a game and you can't even use the pre-order bonus. And this here, I don't know what's going on here. If maybe you guys can answer this for me. The Sunoco schemes, which were a launch day thing, disappeared, and a Bubba Wallace scheme his iRacing car appeared. If you've had this happen and you've found your Sunoco schemes where they're just gone, leave a comment below. Now we're gonna kind of get into the copy and paste aspect of this. This guy is in the playoffs, and of course we have our message feed, same as Heat 4, and all the drivers are talking about hashtag Miami bound. So, you know, that's kind of an oversight, I guess you may say, because obviously Phoenix is the final race now. So, you know, that's a little weird. Whatever. Here's a shot of Kyle Larson in victory lane. And I guess you can say that's a late change from Kenseth to Larson. But then you have the trophies with all the Heat 4 logos on them still. And it's just a really bad look in my opinion. The same as the dirt car here with the Heat 4 logo on it. Like, is it really that much effort to just swap out that logo and put Heat 5 on it? Like, really? And then you've got, I don't know what's going on here with Ryan Sieg's Xfinity car. This is not the only car that had this. I know I'd seen other people post that there was other cars with the wrong name on the back window. Kind of a strange thing to screw up. And maybe it's a dumb thing to pick on, I don't know. But it's such a minute detail, sure, but it just feels really rushed with a lot of this small stuff, and it does make it feel like it's a copy and paste game, especially when you have so many logos from the last game in it. Like, that is just a really bad look in my opinion. Now we're going to move on to the custom cars. Kind of the last thing I was going to point out. And I guess I should put this disclaimer out there. Probably should have done it earlier. All these pictures are from that Facebook page in the community, and not a lot of people utilize like in-game screenshots, so they're just doing this with their phone. So that's why it's kind of some of these pictures aren't the best quality, but I just grabbed what was on there. Yeah, so a lot of people complained about the numbers last year, that being too small, but you can tell here, these numbers still don't really look that great. Now, this is an Earnhardt kind of car. That was what the guy was going for. It looks pretty good. I don't think the number looks so out of place just because of the base paint scheme that it's on. It doesn't look too bad. It seems that stylized number fits okay. But I believe this is the same font of number here, and look how strange it looks on this car. I don't understand why 704 can't get this right. I really don't. In the little preview there that they had given, you know, it didn't look that bad. Now, I know we had that font last year, but someone tell me, why can't they do what GT Sport does? And I get that this is a bigger company and it's a totally different paint booth, but can't they adapt this concept where you have this little surface area here on the door, this is the area where your number has to go, you can size it however big you or small you want in that area, and you can make it, it's going to fit the paint scheme. But if you have a number that this size, it's going to look so strange. It takes you the immersion out of it for me and for a lot of people. And while we're on the topic of that, the other thing that bugs me is, like, look at this case. We've got Napa Auto Parts on the quarter panel. That's the Napa logo they give you for the quarter panel. It's kind of the hood logo. It doesn't really fit, doesn't make any sense. There should be alternate logos to use for a sponsor, because this is the quarter panel logo that you would want on a Napa car. It doesn't really, it just looks so out of place when you put like the big Napa logo there, and that's not the only sponsor like this. I know Nationwide's like that. Pretty much all of them just look so strange with the placement of where they go. If you're gonna get the rights to use a company's logo, you know, could you maybe go that little bit extra and, you know, maybe get 2 or 3 variations of the logo to use on different parts of the car, and have the same sort of concept as the number, where you can size it, especially if it's on the hood, and you've got that specific surface area, and you can make it as big or small as you want. I don't think that's too much to ask. I'm not a game designer by any means, but I really feel like that would go a long way if they did that. It would just give you more options in the paint booth, and, you know, it would be a little more immersive. The cars would feel a little more real when you made them, and yeah, I don't know, maybe an idea for Heat 6. I'm getting kind of sick of saying that, but that's where we're at. With Heat 6 in mind, they're really going to have to add a lot more freedom in the paint booth. It's a next-gen title. It's going to be their 3rd shot at a paint booth, I guess, and, you know, I think expectations are pretty high at this point. And it should be. I mean, they're going to be on their 6th game now, and a lot of the requests that people are making, yes, some of them are ridiculous and aren't going to happen, but, you know, the core stuff that a lot of people want were present in 2003 and 2004. So, it's certainly doable with the size of team they have and how long they will have been working on Heat 6 for. It's understandable they wanted to get a jump on it, being a small team, working with new hardware, takes a little bit to find your way around. But, you know, this is going to be a big game for them because they're going to have to try and win a lot of fans back because, let's be honest, they've done a lot more damage than good releasing this game, I think. A lot of people look at it as a we don't care, buy our game sort of thing. And, you know, leaving the Heat 4 logos in didn't help. As many problems as it had at launch. I say at launch, it was only a few days ago, but the Gold Pass problems, hell, I mean, even PlayStation 4 users couldn't even get the game pre-ordered digitally the whole time. It just didn't work. Now, it's on the store now for me here in Canada. I'm not so sure if that's the case in the States, but, you know, they've got to knock this next one out of the park, and I hope they can, because I think they have potential. I think they do care. They're focusing too much attention on the esports, I think, and I really wish they wouldn't have done that until the next gen and sort of focused more on the actual core aspects of the game before they ventured out to something like that, because that takes up a lot of attention. But I think in hindsight, if they had called this game something other than Heat 5, the damage would have been reduced, because including this as the next installment in the series, you expect a bigger jump from the last game, and this just really didn't deliver that. I don't know what they could have called it, but I would have been fine with pretty well anything. Just don't include this as a different game than Heat 4. It's more of, I mean, we're jokingly calling it Heat 4.5, and rightfully so. So, you know, maybe give it a different name, that it's more of an expansion, knock the price down a little bit, just make people aware that they're not going to be buying something totally different than the last game. And the damage certainly would have been reduced quite a lot from what it's at now had they done something like that. I don't want to end this on a negative note. I know a lot of the video has been kind of like that, but it's honestly just a reflection of what's kind of been going on with the game and how people in the community have felt. But if you're not one of those people, you know, put it in the comments, write what you've been doing, what you've been racing, how you've been enjoying it. If you had problems, you know, you could be on the opposite end and really have not been enjoying it, and it's not what you thought it was going to be, and maybe you wanted your money back. I don't know. So let me know your experience down below, and maybe you're like me, you just set it out completely because you kind of knew what was going to happen. But yeah, so having said that, I guess I have read good things about this game. The handling model has been adjusted a little bit. Like, the cars, I guess, people are saying they feel a little heavier, feel a little more like a stock car, more noticeably on a wheel. The draft is a little bit different. I guess you kind of can feel the air a little bit more in the draft, and AI cars push you a little bit better than they did last year. And the dirt cars, I guess, don't really feel like you're on ice anymore. That's been a little bit improved, and that was one of my main complaints why I didn't really enjoy dirt racing at all. I just did not find it fun. It didn't feel like dirt to me, and just wasn't something that I enjoyed about the game. I know a lot of people enjoyed that, so let me know what you think. Don't go, you know, I've seen a lot of people that enjoy the game and they kind of get attacked for liking it, and you know, don't do that. If you enjoy the game, that's great. It's not going to be for everyone, but at least, you know, keep it civil. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching this. If you followed on all my Heat 5 videos, I appreciate the support. I'm not that big on YouTube by any means, but I appreciate the support as always. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. So see you guys later.